Yep. Last video, it is, let's see, what time is it? 3:17 in the morning. I have to feed my cat and give her vitamins and supplements and the pain pill. I need the software. Somebody tell me about a good software that doesn't cost an arm and a leg to get the mirroring effect off, so things won't show up, like this, backwards. Because I really like to show y'all the stuff that I take, and it's not medical information. It's not medical advice. It's just my real life, showing you how I haven't gotten sick, not one time this year. Not one time. I've felt, okay, so it was like for 1 week, I felt feverish and I had a runny nose. And my nose, it felt like something was behind here in my nose, and my nose kept running and 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 running. A hun run run run, a hun run run. It was running, right? After that, that was it. And that was like, when was get the cat? Well, I have my cat here. That was when was that? November? I think it was in November. Either it was, I think, yeah, because it was after my birthday. So I think it was in like a week in November that happened. And then that was it. I also take this, this is an empty bottle. So yeah, this is 90 vegan tablets. I'm not vegan now, so there's that. And they've been helping me. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not trying to turn this into this type of video, but I have severe pain all throughout my body. I have pain in this jaw that gets so bad it goes up into my brain, and I've talked about that for like 10 years now. It hasn't, since I've been taking these, really done that, which leads me to believe that it's some type of infection, bacterial infection. And I can't get seen out here because the doctors won't believe me and they won't listen to me for whatever reason. They don't. I'm not gonna give it because I'm crazy reason, because that diagnosis, I believe, was a misdiagnosis. At least in part. And I do have a medical science background. I've been researching viruses and stuff, not in the lab. I ain't gonna lie and say I went and got hot and heavy with them hot ass viruses in the lab. No, I haven't done that. But I've read books by people who have, and people who have done their own research on these topics and different things like that. And I've doing that by proxy study, and then my own experimentation on myself with taking different supplements and stuff. That is where I get my knowledge from. And like, what is science if it's not knowledge of either on yourself or done on others? It's so, I'm not trying to make this type of video, but it's so weird how these so-called science followers follow the science of somebody who went to school for it or whatever, and they do a study on themselves or conduct an experiment on himself. And it sounds science. Somebody who doesn't have a science degree, the piece of paper that says they can do sciencey things, right? They do an experiment on themselves, and it's anecdotal. Anyway, so one more thing about medicine and science. Once again, this is not medical advice. YouTube, I don't need you taking this video down like you took down my video for the structured colloidal silver processing that I was making it myself, and I was talking about the papers that, you know, showed the antimicrobial properties of structured colloidal silver, and they took that video down. So yeah, and then after I showed them the white papers, the scientific papers from Science Direct and all the rest of them, no, they still said, we are going to take your video down. We don't care. Here's a strike. Thank you very much. Anyway, so taking Tylenol will eat up your kidneys. It's a scientific proven fact. YouTube, taking too much Tylenol will eat up your kidneys. The medical industry has admitted to that themselves. Okay? That being said, I have those pains that I'm talking about all throughout my body, and I could take 8 Tylenol a day and it wouldn't touch the pain. I still got a full bottle of Tylenol. My cat, is it in there? Yeah, it's in there. Like, she really don't want to move. She looking at me like, what are you doing, lady? Okay. Excuse me. Yeah. Here we go. Give me a second. Maybe I moved it. I might have moved it. Hold on, Empress. Give me a second, baby. I think I moved that. I'm gonna be so mad if I find him in here later. Whatever. I guess I'll move him. Anyway, sorry about that. Anyway, so I got a bottle in there that's from like 2022. Tylenol. It's a bottle of Tylenol somewhere trolling. I might have already threw it out because I said I wasn't going to use it anyway. But I'm taking 8 pills of these a day to, you know, just give me like maybe 2 hours of alleviation of pain for each walk that I take this Tylenol. And I'm like, why am this? It's one of the reasons why my mama's kidneys were so bad, even though, you know, medical industry won't tell you that. Why are my kidneys failing? Because you popped 8 Tylenol a day for the last 20, 30 years. That's why your kidneys are bad. That's why you're getting kidney disease and your kidneys are failing. They won't tell you that. The medical industry won't tell you that. But it is 9 times out of 10 the reason. It's not because you drank pop. It's not because, well, it could be also because you didn't drink enough water. That could be it. But as long as you drink enough water, you can drink pop all day. Well, not all day. You can drink pop every day. At least, 1 pop a day. And as long as you're getting your 8 full 8-ounce glasses of water, you're fine. Well, you're better off than somebody who isn't. The person who would be most beneficial or benefit most from good kidneys and drinking water is the one who's probably not drinking pop. But I digress. So I'm like, why am I killing myself to take these pills that I'm killing my kidneys, man. I'm popping 8 pills a day trying to stave off this pain. I feel here and here and in my neck and in my back. I got a neck fracture, by the way. Doctors don't care about that. I've got pain in my back. I get Charlie horses and all this stuff. And I take 8 pills a day for at maximum 4 hours of relief. Two of these a day. Two of these a day. 2 of them last me between 8 to 12 hours, depending on how much water I drink. So there's that. Just wanted to let you know. Just wanted to, show, through my usage of the product that it works. It works for me. That being said, that's not why I'm on here today. I'm on here right now to talk about how we are in like one of the last ashrams of Alice Bailey's book, Externalization of the Hierarchy. And the reason I say that is because of PDF failure and PDF files. And how, okay here, people handle these detestable individuals with boxing gloves, right? People, the public. The government, for some reason, handle these people with kid gloves, as they say. Now, in my last video, every video, I'm going to tell you, I believe in the Bible. In the Bible, it says that one who forcibly takes somebody deserves the same punishment and sentence as one who takes somebody's life. I'm going to say that again, like Dr. Umar. The Bible says one who forcibly takes somebody is deserving of the same punishment as one who takes somebody's life unjustly. When you forcibly take somebody, you are ending that person's life, because the person who they are after that will not be the same person as before that happened to them. Okay? And that goes for an adult and a child. And you sitting there looking at me. I'm sorry, my cat. Hi. I'm sorry. You look so cute. You're just so cute. No, you want your seat back. Oh, give me a second. You have your seat back. I'm sorry. You have your seat. Come on. Come on, baby. Come on. Come on, Hopper. No. Okay. She decided she's just gonna sit there for a while. She can do that. Anyway. When you forcibly take somebody, you're basically unaliving them. As the Bible said. Give me 1 second. So, right now, it feels like those who do the things in the dark, that those who do the things behind the walls in Ezekiel 8, because in Ezekiel 8, 7 through 18, I told y'all I believe in the Bible. Ezekiel is taken into a secret room behind the wall in the temple. Let me read this to you right quick, right? Okay. This is Ezekiel 8, 7 through 18. Ezekiel 8, 7 through 18, the Message. He brought me to the door of the temple court. I looked, and I saw a gaping hole in the wall. He said, Son of man, dig through the wall. I dug through the wall and came upon a door. He said, Now walk through the door and take a look at the obscenities they're engaging in. I entered and I looked. I couldn't believe my eyes. Painted all over the walls were pictures of reptiles and monsters, the whole pantheon of Egyptian gods and goddesses being worshipped by Israel. In the middle of the room were 70 of the leaders of Israel, with Jaazaniah, the son of Shaphan, standing in the middle. And my mom had a story about this dude named Elvan and Yehuda, and I think the other guy's name was Levi or Shaphan. And what happened over there in Israel when my parents, my mama, was part of the Hebrew Israelite movement back to Israel. Shavuot. Shabbat and Yehuda and Elvan. They were in a homosexual relationship over there in Israel, living in Old Jerusalem. That's a different story for another time. Where was I at? So, in the middle of the room were 70 of the leaders of Israel, with Jaazaniah, son of Shaphan, standing in the middle. Each held his censer with the incense rising in a fragrant cloud. He said, Son of man, do you see what the elders are doing here in the dark? Each before his favorite God picture. They tell themselves, God doesn't see us, or Yahuwah doesn't see us. Yahuwah has forsaken the country. Then he said, you're going to see worse yet. He took me to the entrance at the north gate of the temple of God. I saw women sitting there weeping for Tammuz, the Babylonian fertility god. He said, have you gotten an eyeful, son of man? Meaning, have you seen enough? You haven't seen anything yet, because he says, you're going to see worse yet. Like, it's only going to get worse from here. I know it's bad. You've already seen what was bad. Oh, yeah. Don't worry. There's worse to come. So anyway, it says, finally, he took me inside to the inside of the court of the temple of God. Between the porch and the altar were about 25 men. Their backs were to God's temple. They were facing east, bowing in worship to the sun. I'm not going to mention any, specific, religions that specifically have to pray east when they say they 5 prayers a day. But anyway, I'm not pointing nobody out. He said, have you seen enough, son of man? Isn't it bad enough that Judah engages in these outrageous obscenities? They fill the country with violence and now provoke me even further with their obscene gestures. That's it. They have an angry God on their hands. From now on, no mercy. They can shout all they want, but I'm not listening anymore. And that is Ezekiel 8, 7 through 18. The message. Right? Right. So, these people who pretend to worship the Father outright in the open. And then, after you see them, and they're done with all they waving, and they're done with all they praise God, and all that stuff, they going in a secret. How did Joel Osteen, how did that money get inside his walls? Or that mega church he got? Are there secret corridors inside those walls? In that mega church he got? Are there secret entrances into the corridors in the walls in that mega church he got? What do they really do there when the cameras are off and ain't no, mundane prying eyes there? What was going on during the flood that happened, where they were begging people were begging for a week to come into Joel Osteen's church. And he said, no, y'all can't go in there. It flooded out too. That was a lie. What was happening? Was there some stuff that they were taking into those secret rooms that are behind the walls in that mega church? The reason I'm saying all this, the reason I'm asking all these questions, is because the ones who do stuff in the walls, like in the walls behind pizza stores and, that are hidden secret passages and openings to basements that they say don't exist and whatnot. And let's not forget, our favorite mouse, in a certain future world. The one with the ears. Ears. M-I-C-K-E-Y. You know the rest of the song. That place. They got a certain futuristic city there. And they got a certain type of bullet train looking thing that goes all around, the campus. Yeah. Ooh, people take their children there and say, we're going here to have fun. And they take them there and they never go into the park. They go under it. Those people, they feel like their goal is completed. Which goal? Which goal am I talking about? All of the things that I've said, focusing on this. Which goal am I talking about? I'm talking about the one where the detestable child lovers are normalized. The normalization of the forcible taking of a child's innocence is normal. So much so that they can write bills in the laws. Like in California, where if a "21-year-old individual is found out to have done or is doing something to a 12 to 14-year-old individual, and they called it consensual. Children cannot consent, by the way. There is no penalty to the older of two in that situation. Normalized, like every time you turn around, you hear about that issue. And everybody says, oh man, yeah, that's what messed up. That's horrible. Why, did they let this go on? Why did they let this happen? Where were the authorities? Where were the parents? And all this other stuff. But there's no real tracking of the issue. And there's no accounting for justice of that issue. Normalized like that same place, where you take the littles to go have fun. They have a TV channel. And this TV channel, the directors and whatnot of this TV channel were found, it was 27 of them that were found to be those kind of people. Nobody better than I. Nobody got angry. Nobody rioted. Nobody went to see for themselves the integrity of the structures at, the place where, they own, that you go have fun at. None of that. There was just, oh, look at that. Yeah, we knew that was happening, and we knew that they were, those type of people. And it's like, well, if you knew, why didn't you do anything? We've been telling you all along. Okay. Thanks for telling us. But what are you doing about it? And then there are those who say, oh, we're doing something. We're making movies about real life, tales about how people are going and, they're taking action against, these individuals, and they're taking matters into their own hands, and, the manly men, they're getting things done. Then you find out the owner of the studio was caught with things a responsible adult shouldn't have, type of media and whatnot. And that story shut up just as quick as it comes out. Nobody talks about it. It's memory hold away, like so many others. And that's why I'm nonpartisan on the way I feel about the government and these two sides. Because one side says they're so logical. They both say that. And then it's all you see is insanity on both sides. And it's like, is this real life? And unfortunately, it is. And all these people pretending to speak up for the victims. All these people pretending to be the protectors of innocence are complicit. They're complicit. They're part of it. And when you hear that, no, that can't be. No, they made that movie, remember? So it's normalized now. Because nobody's doing a damn thing about it. And when I say nobody, I mean nobody. Because you got all the people out here who have littles. They chose to have them. And they say, well, my little is the only one that's important to me. I don't care about anybody else's little. That's on their parents. If their parents don't care about them, well, that's not on me. That ain't my fault. Better them than mine. I'm gonna take care of me and mine. Better not nothing happen to me and mine. I'm looking out for me and mine. That's all that matters. But you chose to have a little. So what if somebody feel that way about your little? Well, that's just the way they feel then. I ain't, that ain't gonna, affect me none. It ain't, you know what I'm saying? And whatever going on with me ain't nobody else's business. With me and mine. That's my little. And why did you have a little? I don't know. Because I wanted to. People, if you can call everybody walking around down here in society still people, don't want to give life a chance anymore. And because of that, the ones who operate behind walls and secret hidden compartments and whatnot have become brazen. In their attack, in their approach, in their agenda. Again, this is nonpartisan. Both sides are shaking hands under a cloth while they're pretending to point a gun at each other. Did I say a pew pew? I'm in a pew pew. At each other. But there's actually one pointed at you. When theirs goes bang, it's all sparkles and glitter. When the one pointed at you goes bang, there's going to be something extra in your brain bag. Squish. And y'all can't see them shaking hands under that cloth, under the table. Because all you see on top is them doing this or this to each other. Every president needs a kid supply. Did I say kid supply? I mean, oxygen supply. We all need an oxygen supply. So those of you who have littles, the it's so your little is the only little that matters to you. It's like people have littles so that they don't have to be responsible for anything else in society. Society going to heck, not my problem. I just gotta care about my littles. That's not gonna affect me. I just gotta care about my littles. I got littles. I ain't got time to worry about everything else. Voting? No, I got littles. Even though voting, no matter how hard you pull that lever, either side, they don't care about you. And I'm apt to think that the middle was just thrown in as a bonus, even though I voted down the middle, because I'm nonpartisan. I'm independent. But I can't even say that anymore, because I don't believe in government. And then that's not to say that I'm an anarchist. It's just to say that I can't trust the people that you're supposed to, because criminal things have been done to me under color of law by the government. And I was criminalized under color of law by this government. And for those of you who saying, they don't do that, they wouldn't do that, why would they do that? Well, they would tell us, we would know. First off, are you sure? Secondly, why would the criminal come and tell you that they're about to criminalize you? Yeah, hey, I'm the person you're supposed to trust in. I'm also one of the biggest criminals that ever existed. Hell, I am the biggest criminal that ever existed. I'm just coming to tell you what I'm gonna do to you beforehand. You good with that? Cause there's nothing you can do, except maybe know about it. But what's that gonna do? Especially when we tell you we're gonna do it, and then we lie about to you about what we do after we told you what we were gonna do, and you'd rather believe the lie than what we've already told you about what we're gonna do. Is it true? But you good with that? Yeah. Why would you believe the ones paid to lie to you and give you your official narrative? About what you're supposed to believe about any topic? There are no more independent journalists. Newsflash. There's a ticker below me. There are no more independent journalists. Why do I keep saying that? Because all of them have, in some way, shape, or form, sold out. There's more than one way to skin a cat, and there's more than one way to give a sacrifice. Doesn't always have to be blood. If you want to move up, it eventually will be blood. But if you just want your tools infused here, give a little butthole this day, a little wee wee that day. Some of this, some of that. Bit by bit. A little here, a little there. A tittle here, a tittle there. And that's all it takes. So you trust them. And the ones who haven't sold out are totally suppressed. Totally suppressed. Below the tape. And even if you do hear them, what they say, because you were told that it sounds outlandish to you, that it's not possible to you by the ones who are doing it to you. You're told that it's not real. So what do? Your active denial system that you've had up here since your first day of grammar school and preschool turn on and instantly deny anything that person is talking about. Instantly. It's an instant, no, that can't be possible. It's no, I'm not going to entertain that. That's poppycock. That's tomfoolery. That's, gefilte fish. It's, what I'm saying, whatever. I'm not going to believe that. Even though it's the truth. And it be those people who say the truth is stranger than fiction, and then when they are hit with the truth, when they have it presented to them, they wouldn't know the truth from Jesus Christ, Emmanuel, walking down the street. And the Bible says, be careful, for you could be entertaining angels unaware. Did you know the Bible said that? Because the Bible says that. I guess Sodom and Gomorrah didn't get the message, though. Oops. Anyway. So, yeah, pedophilia is normalized. At least to the point where those who do that and involve themselves in that are comfortable enough with where the talk of that act is at, that they feel like the externalization of the hierarchy on that ashram has been successfully exposed or externalized. And the externalization of the hierarchy, it's not that society has to agree with what's happening. That's not the point. They just need society to accept that it's happening. Like California did. Anyway, this is already an hour. I've done like 4 or 5 videos on here. I said what I had to say. Hopefully you stay for the whole thing. Skip around if you have to, or if you want to. I got an update to, my eviction, and what's going on with that. Uh, which is funny because I kept my house clean for like 6 years before, it got this bad and I got into this part of the mental breakdown that I'm dealing with. And in this, apocalyptic landscape that we're entering, hellscape. Did I say landscape? I said landscape. Anyway, and the lawyer who, is like on the other side, he's on the side of housing. And, they are allowed to be, show a modicum of care or sympathy. And I asked, he's like, well, you have to keep clean your house, and you have to keep it clean for, and if you do it by this date, and you have to start now, yeah, and if you do it by this date, well, they might not, throw it out, or they might not throw you out because it's an eviction. So, but that's another video. And I asked him, like, well, isn't, the fact that I kept my own house clean, what, 6 years before I got to this point, isn't that, indication that I keep my house clean? And he's like, well, if that was the case, we wouldn't be here at this point, so obviously not. And I'm like, okay. Can you hear that I'm tired? Anyway, that's not what this video is about. I'll make a video about that later. It's 4 a.m. I want to feed the cat, feed myself, take a nap, go to sleep, and I call it taking a nap, so I can get up and start on my cleaning journey. There's other videos I want to make too that I'm going to, but for right now, this is enough. I gotta try and get it edited. I gotta try and get it up. All 4 of these videos, at least, for a premiere, get them up and pre-schedule them to come out, in succession. I might put this one out first. But yeah, like I said, this has been an hour. And I had to say all that to say what I just said. You don't have to agree with me on that. That's fine. Yeah, and you're like, if I please in the comment section, tell me how I'm wrong. Please. I would like, that for you to give me that engagement so that, we can get a conversation about this started. Because people swear they talking about it, but ain't nobody really talking about it. Right? And people like JD Delay, that's all I'm going to say about him. Because, I want to say the thing, and I'm not trying, but at the same time, I'm not trying to accuse him of anything. I want to believe that who he gives the public on his face, on the face value of what he shows us on his YouTube channel, is who and what he says he is, right? However, just like the thing with the studio and the movie that came out about the dad, chasing down the individual, the coyotes, who was, taking his daughter someplace he didn't authorize, and he didn't give, consent to her being taken to, and stuff like that. It's always something deeper. And because of the government and other experiences in my life, I've learned not to trust anything at face value. unfortunately. I would love to trust things at face value. I I would love to that I would be striving off of that if I could do that. But unfortunately, I can't. And that makes me tired. All right, that's all I had to say. Uh, oh, sorry, that wasn't all I had to say. I wanted to say also, um, downvote this video. Give me them downvotes if you don't like what I'm saying. Ignoring me is to proliferate the problem and the issue. And I'm going to be making more videos about it. Um, going into the further into the months and stuff, different things like that. So, this is where we at. And I said, see you in 2024. And my videos back in 2020, 2021, 2022, something like that. My mama left here in 2024. January 2024. It's been almost a year since my mama left here. Hold on for that ride in 2025, because baby, it's going to be a bumpy road. And that's all I got to say about that. Alright. I don't have a catchphrase to end this on yet, so until I find one, till we meet again. Bye-bye.